Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today is Monday and that means it is time to grind. Although I just got pinged in Alliance War, so I will actually be jumping into Alliance War real quick instead. But after that, I'm going back straight into the arena and hopefully grabbing my Tier 1 Alphas today. Every time the Tier 1 Alpha arena comes up, I always seem to be in overflow. And have zero desire to push it, but this is not a good matchup. But I'll give it a chance. Woo! It's a good thing I was healthy and he was low. That age is heavy, man. Oof. You gotta go move to path 6. I don't think I'll even be able to push any energy. Let me double check. I am path 6, yeah, so get a nice little free this war, but I'll be there ready to push when the mini bosses are open. So that'll be my first target. I'll rise. It is arena time. Hi, Small Turkey. I'm doing good. How are you? You grinding the arena as well? I promise I'm not trying to seduce you by having my my buttons undid. It was hot, so I had previously unbuttoned them. Good. Good, good, good. Is it the end of the day for you? Winding down? Charles Dixon, I appreciate it, man. I always appreciate kind words. You know, it's really encouraging, especially when I feel like sometimes I flood the community a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, Charles Dixon, I have a brother named Charles, and he sometimes pops in the stream. So I only saw Charles there, and I was gonna be like, give you my Yar brother, and you are not Charles. So it's 7:40. Oh, you're EST too, or are you 12 hours away from me? No, I want like winnable fights, but I don't want to lose either. Is Carolina nice this time of year? I know it's lemon drops, small turkey. Can you hear me crunching on them? It's like a rock hard candy. They're phenomenal, and you absolutely should not chew them. And about 20 seconds after I put one in my mouth, I usually end up chewing them. So, my wife was a dental assistant. She lectures me on how I shouldn't do it, and I do it anyways. Completely unrelated to her lecture. Chomping on hard candy. I can't help it. My gut instinct is to chew. I used to be a lemon head eater, and I would put those things in my mouth and like immediately crunch on them. I don't know, it was really satisfying. What I like is the like huge burst of lemon juice you get when you crunch on them. I'm way too greedy in Arena, but it's the one place you can get away with it and let it be justified. So, you know, you got to be greedy to a little bit of an extent. Here we go. All right, my friend guilted me. Whew. 60 is pretty nice. And as long as there's no snow, I'd say that's good enough for me. How's it going, Joe Mama? Another freezing day for you, probably. I'm going to guess -5 today, Joe Mama. That's what I'm feeling. You guys are going to see me get really sloppy in Arena. I'll be triple tasking. So, it's kind of a unfortunate result. But my other game, Grand Blue Fantasy, something called, shoot, what is this event called again? I'm so stupid. Unite and Fight. It's kind of like Alliance War, but way more personal. And that's going on, and it's kind of like a monthly / bi-monthly event. And my friend like guilted me into getting some participation in. Ooh. I don't even watch football really, but I know I'm obligated to say boo 49ers as someone from New Jersey. But I'm actually a Chicago Bears fan. If I have to watch a team, the Bears or the Colts. Here we go. That one was a tough fight, so I want to make sure I won that one. Bad lemon drop. Fighting me back. Damn, like all my 5 stars are on cooldown. How long do I got? Like a half hour. Jeez. I might like step back into some content here. Small Turkey, I'm looking at it pretty soon. The only thing I'm holding off on Act 6 is I want to get this Awakening Gem from the event. Excuse me. Because I'm holding a generic that will probably go on Nick Fury. Excuse me. But might go on Clairvoyant if I like really, really want to. And then once I've done that, I have 4 tier 5 basics, so I have the ability to rank 5 another 5-star. And I might actually hang out because I'll be like 1 month shy of another rank 5 5-star if I wait just like 1 more month. So I might hang out for that, but I'll probably start Act 6, 6.2 pretty soon. Kind of like a fair point. I have already started Act 6 technically. I do have the Cavalier title, but I don't fully count that as pushing Act 6 since you're probably referring to 6.2. Hey, the center, good. 1, you got some free tier 1 alpha there that you thought you missed out on, and then a 5-star. Kind of unfortunate that it's an OG Black Panther, but, you know, as far as arena fights go, he's one of my ringers, if that helps. I use him on, like, streak number 9, because he just does a really good amount of damage, so I can rely on him taking out people twice his hero rating or so. So, if that's any kind of consolation. Also, he has some solid like attack synergies with specific champions like Nick Fury, someone else I can't remember, but Nick Fury for one. So there's a little bit of benefit there. You know, I'll admit, not the world's largest amount of benefit, but benefit nonetheless. Alright, we got 5 more of these things. And then I can stop feeding my addiction and stop killing my teeth. Ooh, nice, the center. The only thing to be mindful about Captain Marvel movie is she's not like the best champion to bring up against the Collector. But I think you mentioned having someone else for him, right? How's it going, John Garcia? Only the good stuff, man. Just getting this tier 1 alpha real quick. After that, some 4-star arena maybe. You know, I definitely have some energy I need to push. Probably gonna lose this one. Yep. I should survive this though. Ooh, he's unstoppable. Gwenpool's alright, especially if she's awakened. The major thing with Gwenpool is you gotta get like really good at intercepting, because yes, the specials won't kill you, but any kind of block damage when you're sitting on 1% will get you killed. So that is a factor. But Gwenpool's pretty good. Honestly, Gwenpool can do it if she's awakened and you can intercept consistently enough. But at the very least, I'd say with Gwenpool, the way I would handle the fight is honestly just hammer into him, push him to a special 3, tank the special 3, and then try to get value by via an intercept strategy. But honestly, all you need is some ranked up champions, and you can just go in there and force it down with revives. And personally, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth up to 2,000 units. I'd say anything more than 2,000 units and you're pushing way too early. But if you can get the collector down for less than 2,000 units, it's solidly worth. And granted, bear in mind that that's 2,000 units under the assumption you're grinding arena, so you should be getting 600 to 700 units a week. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't throw a skill awakening gem on Gwenpool just for that purpose, the center. And it would be really nice if you could wait for Aegon, because if you could ramp Aegon up before the collector, just get some free damage out, he's just really solid there. John Garcia, I'm just pushing the 1.6 million here for the 3 tier 1 alphas. Nothing too crazy. I pushed for Mysterio. I put in like 2.6 million for Mysterio. But normally I don't really go for champions. I kind of just grab my units and bail out. Mysterio was just kind of a one-off. The stars aligned. So I decided to make that push. Staying up to like 1 a.m. I think to get 2 extra rotations of my 4 stars in. So, you know, do what you gotta do. Both as 4 stars the center, just a gut instinct is to say that Dr. Voodoo, you're going to get more value out of Dr. Voodoo than you are out of Mysterio. I think I saw somewhere someone used Dr. Voodoo to solo the collector. Yeah, check this out, man. Just YouTube and Google. This guy here, this is a rank 4 Dr. Voodoo solo one-shot. So I thought I saw a video of that around. So props out to Excelsior, because you're the first person to pop up there. Now granted, that's a rank 4 5-star, and I'm assuming you're talking about the 4-star version, since you said you only have 2 5-stars. But you know, it's still worth pointing out. Mysterio as a 4-star would have value, especially in variant 3, but I do personally think Dr. Voodoo is the better choice there. Yeah, the reason Dr. Voodoo is so good for the collector fight, the center, is if you special 2, you get unawakened. Bear in mind, this is unawakened. You get a 15-second power steal buff on Dr. Voodoo, and because it's a buff, it's like relatively non-interactable from the ability accuracy reduction that the collector gives, which is what makes so many other champions like not the best counters to the collector. And so what you do is you you throw in with Dr. Voodoo, and you're gonna want to like play hyper aggressive, get to a special 2, and you kind of like it works better when he's at full health when you start, because you can still block his specials, and you just block the first couple of specials, build up to a special 2, throw your special 2. Block a special probably, hammer into the collector all the way up into another special 2, and then you just throw special 2s and keep him permanently under a bar of power. And yeah, it's a good time from there. I'm not too familiar with the collector's nodes or anything, or like his abilities, because I haven't done that fight in a hot second. But there might be like something that prevents you from power draining at some point. But the point is that having that in the first place just really makes the fight a lot easier, because for the most part it's the specials that get you killed. So, but collector aside, Dr. Voodoo is a solid champ, awesome taxi, highly recommend. John Garcia, I will not be farming for Nova. My roster is nowhere near defined enough to make that kind of a push. So, like, give you an idea, man, I only push like 4.5 to 7.5 million points in the 5-star arena. So, one day I would like to see myself making that push, but I'm just not there yet, you know? What about you? Do you have those plans? Yeah. One day, John. One day. I'm still kind of waiting for the 5-star basic arena. The center. I don't remember those fights either. Like I said, I haven't touched 5.2.6 in a hot second. Nice. Center is a blue Yeti like a mic. I have a blue snowball, so maybe blue is just like the common factor in equipment there. I don't understand what the acoustic foam pads are for. Kitchen is the best acoustic background you can possibly have. I know a lot of people think it's just because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and don't have my own space for a YouTube recording studio, but the truth is I live in a 3-story mansion, and it's just that this is the best acoustic you can get in a YouTube video. So you probably don't need those foam pads. Just set up in the kitchen, get some nice tile, and you'll have amazing reverberation in your videos. Highly recommend. No sarcasm at all. No, but seriously, what are the acoustic foam pads for? I was like legitimately curious. Are you like soundproofing your room, or are you trying to make it so that your voice comes out nice and clear and sounds good? Because that's definitely like one of the most important parts. But I'm not really familiar what those are for. Yeah, John, it's, it's like bathroom selfies, the way people take bathroom selfies because you just look better in the bathroom mirror than you do anywhere else in the world. Um, it's the same for, kitchen streams. Oh, so is like Blue Yeti? I'm pausing. I gotta look this up. I wonder if they own the same. So Blue is a company. Oh, okay. So my Blue Snowball mic is owned by the same company, probably. Yep, Blue Microphone Snowball. Cool. I learned something new today. Not gonna lie, I kind of bought this mic because it was #1 on like 3 different recording budget microphone buys. So that's good. And I'll have to check out what those foam pads look out like. Maybe I'll put a minor amount of effort into my background. I won't, but I said maybe. Damn it. I'm probably dead here. Ooh. Korg is no damage. Oh, yep. Use our special 1 to survive here. Nice. Ah, I knew that was going to be a rough fight anyways. Yeah, I don't know if the Blue Yeti existed. I bought this mic, like, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. I've owned it for quite a while. 4 or 5 years might be inaccurate. I just don't remember. But I'm looking into upgrading mics, but I got to upgrade chairs first. I'm rocking this foldable chair. Love it. So, chair is in the mail. I've only been sitting on this crappy chair for, 4 or 5 months. My back doesn't hurt at all. So, finally have a real gaming chair coming in. Nothing more than laziness and, well, honestly, partially budget, I wanted a nice chair, and nice chairs don't grow on trees. Yeah, the center, more so than the snowball microphone and the foldable chair. I'm sorry, more so than the snowball and the kitchen, it's all about the foldable chair. Because if you're comfortable when you're making your videos, you're not entertaining. No one wants to watch a YouTuber enjoy themselves nice and relaxed in the comfort of their own home. The brand of foldable chair, I believe, is Cheap. With a capital C and an exclamation mark at the end. I actually have no idea, and I'm not trying to bag on these chairs too much. My stepmom gave them to me, and it was very nice of her to give us these chairs, because otherwise we would have had no chairs coming into this apartment. So, and from the use case purpose for them, which is, you know, to be used while eating dinner or something, they're actually nice chairs. It's just when you're sitting in the chair for 4 hours grinding the arena that it really sucks. But the center, I gotta say, I personally appreciate when YouTubers have like nicer mics and respectable YouTube studios. So good on you for putting that effort in. I should, but I like my low effort. I have to like try hard these last 2 fights because I lost the first one, which sucks. That first one should have been free. Hey, the center, can you do me a favor though? When you get the chance, can you link your YouTube channel or something in the chat, or maybe like comment on one of my other videos? Because I tried to look you up the other day. I know you were talking about having a YouTube channel, and I actually couldn't find you. So I don't know, like if I was typing in the wrong things or using the wrong search engines, but I was trying to find you because I like looked up Dr. Daniel recently, and I subscribed to him, and like Merica YT. I just, if I can't find you, and I only put in a good like 60 seconds of looking before I give up and move on to grinding, so making it easier on me, could benefit you. Free sub, and I'm giving you explicit permission to post a link here on this live stream if you'd like. Woo! Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, hopefully one day you feel confident enough in your channel to publicly exercise, and in the meantime, maybe I'll give it another 60 seconds after this live stream trying to find you. How's it going, Solar Flare? It goes good. As long as I win these next few fights and properly set up this infinite streak, all will be swell in the world. Hey, the center, I like it. That's what I'm going to do. Thanks for making it easier for me. I'm actually just going to wait until the live chat loads on this live stream and then do it on this one. How's it going, Dr. Daniel? I was talking about people I've followed and subscribed to, Dr. Daniel. I was promoting your channel. I promised I wouldn't talk shit about you behind your back. I'd say it to your face, but not behind your back. Just so we're clear. Alright, actually got to go run these 4 stars, I think. Should be coming up any minute now. I believe I ran them around 6:12. Nope. Still not up yet. Happy MLK Day to you as well. Alright, don't kill me. I don't know how to play up Mysterio yet, so. Okay, so the poison you only get. Neat. How's it going, George Perez? Second time here, one more time, and you might be addicted. Or 2 times, or 3 times in 24 hours, and you might have a problem. So, don't worry. I'll try to keep the live streams to less than 3 every 24 hours, so that problem doesn't happen to you. The center, I try to keep everything I say relatively friendly on live streams, but I love offensive jokes. I love offensive things. I'm not the most sensitive kind of person. I'm respectable to other people's feelings, but at the end of the day, I'm a complete asshole. So, having seen you say that, I have every intention of delving deeper back just to see if I can't find something offensive for a good laugh. Power drain on special 2. Okay. So the power drain is on special 2. Is it like, it didn't really feel like the strongest power drains, but it's probably an overtime, right? So I saw a debuff there. John Garcia, I play on a Note 8. Shit. I play on a Note 8. I was having trouble remembering if it was a Note 7 or not, but I think Note 7 is the one that's like explodes. It's either a Note 7 or a Note 8, whichever one doesn't explode. Solar Flare, I do not watch Ilax Skills' streams. I watch a few of his videos though. Like, I really like the one where he talked about Killmonger. Ilax does love to rant. That's why I don't watch a lot of his videos. I like some of his rants, but sometimes I'm not in a ranty mood. Like, I'm in the mood to rant, not in the mood to listen to someone else rant. But I like Ilax Skills. He's got a good attitude. Okay, so it's an S8, Dr. Daniel. Thank you for the assist there. I was referring to the Killmonger conversation Ilac had. Solar Flare, I have several. Like, straight up just me ranting nonstop. Before I did MCOC and Chill, back before I did live streams, I used to have these, like, 40-minute arena grind videos where it's just me ranting about, like, pick a subject. I would be like, why I, insert blank. I really can't even think of one. It's been so long. But yeah, I used to have a ton. Because, man, the arena grind is dull. And I feel like if you're not a little bit crazy in the head, you can definitely get lost in here. So I used to just record those videos of me talking as a way to just pass the time and get really comfortable talking into the screen. Because, like, part of the hardest part I find with YouTube videos is you're spending a lot of time literally talking to yourself. And so those videos really help me get past that, like, frustration of hearing my own voice and feeling like everything I say is stupid. And just really allowing myself to openly speak without having to, like, second guess every sentence that comes out of my mouth. George, for Alliance War videos, my favorite YouTuber is Lizer MCOC. She's kind of a smaller time YouTube channel. She's working her way up, but I just love her war videos, and I've watched a lot. Like, I've watched Hector's, Legacy's, I've seen Seaton's, I've seen Dap the Greats. Like, I've seen a lot of war videos, and I just really, really like hers. I don't know what it is. Actually, I know exactly what it is, but her channel just does really well. So if you're talking war videos, that's who I like. I really like watching Brian Grant clear content more than anyone else. Because when I watch BG do it, and he brings in, like, a specific counter or, like, a really good champion for a node, I don't feel like it's unobtainable. I think it's like, okay, that's reasonable. Like, you just got to bring proper variety. But when I watch a lot of other people, it's really frustrating because, like, it's really easy to say, oh, you just got to bring this champion when, you spend hundreds of dollars every week. But Brian Grant being a free-to-play player, when he's like, oh, you just got to bring this champion, I don't know. I just find it really reasonable. And then when it just comes to general YouTube content, I really like Seaton, but who doesn't? Yeah, so those are probably, like, my 3 most watched channels, probably, like, legit in that order, like Lizer, then Contest Champion, then Seaton. I watch a lot of other people, but that's probably my most clicked views. Kim Jong-un's plan to blow up America through Samsung. Dr. Daniel, that's a pretty scary plan if it had worked. Lizer MCOC. My voice constantly fluctuates depending on how relaxed I am. My general voice tone is from slight stress underlying my voice. When it's really deep, I'm having a good relaxed day. The center, I feel exactly the same way. Particularly as I try to speak louder, my voice gets much higher pitch, but when I'm, like, speaking low, it's just because I'm speaking quieter. So I totally get where you're coming from, and that shit drives me nuts. I'd super recommend. I mean, personally, the reason I like her videos is because every single war, she explains her champion choices, the matchups, the nodes, some small tips and tricks against certain champion matchups. And, it doesn't matter, like, because at one point she was straight up taking the same exact path every single war. And so, I don't know. It's just the fact that she does that effort no matter what, it just really makes me like it because, I don't use a lot of these champions. And even though she's using the same champion 6 wars in a row, it's nice to get that repetition. Also, like, it's nice to get the commentary and the understanding. So, I don't know. And it's down to earth. It's nice, fairly reasonable level content. Digestible. So, I don't ever feel like she's just doing it for the likes. She's just doing it to share some good war experience. Harry, I like what you did with your name. It makes me sigh, but I like what you did with your name. But Harry, I don't know, man. We're a little crazy. Like I said earlier, you just got to be a little insane. I think the way I do it is I used to be like a hardcore like World of Warcraft player. I've played a ton of MMORPGs. I'm really used to, like, the grind games where you just spend a lot of time doing the same repetitive action over and over again. And so when you're used to that, arena's not much worse. Like, I'm at the point where in arena I can, like, triple task. So, like, actually this whole time, like, the whole time we've been streaming here, I'll show you. I've been doing this the whole time. Dr. Daniel, she is in, I want to say low master or high plat, one of those two. But yeah, Harry, this is how I don't get bored. I do this, or I watch anime and I do this. I'm eating lemon drops. I'd show you, but the bag is empty now. As far as who I want to rank 5 next, I would like to rank 5 Quake next, to be honest. But I'm looking at Quake, Nick Fury. I like in the real world, I want to get an Omega Red and dupe him next. But it's probably gonna be Quake or Nick Fury. And then I'm ready to tackle 6.2. But I do want to take like a nice week or 2 off of pushing content just to like make sure I get some guide videos out, because I've been really slacking on the guides. Hold on, I need to turn my secondary monitor on because I can't see the refresh button. Oh, I can't see it, period. Okay. In a recent video, I mentioned how 80% of my viewers aren't subbed. Oh no, the center. I wouldn't take it like that. It's definitely something I've thought about commenting, but haven't said anything either. But in the reality, that's just how YouTube is, you know, like, because people will see your videos even if they're not subbed, and it really sucks. Like these days, subbing doesn't even matter because you actually have to subscribe and press the notification bell. Which is like a really piss poor play by YouTube in my opinion. But you know, if you're like actually trying to like give a channel your full attention, you need to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I don't know, that's why I don't see any point in pushing subscriptions, because like the instant you have to say and like trying to promote your own channel, it just kind of feels really sellout. Even though it's not, like there's nothing wrong with pushing and promoting your own growth, because you know that's what we're here for, right? Man, the center, there are some way better animes out there. I'm not going to talk anything bad about Dragon Ball. That anime is amazing, but it's your standard, it's just kind of like a standard shonen, you know? Main character is not strong enough, gets stronger. I don't know. It's solid, but there is definitely some way more interesting, you know, even entertaining anime out there in my opinion. No, John Garcia, I have not seen Cowboy Bebop. It's on my list. I just, you know, there's a lot of animes out there, and I need to be like in the mood to watch Cowboy Bebop. And when I say in the mood, I think I need to be drunk. And I don't drink these days, so it's much harder. Huh? I think so, right? Yeah, my wife agrees. She thinks gotta be drunk. And Punjabi dude, I also like what this guy did with his name. I said the same thing. Naruto Shippuden is solid, Dr. Daniel. Right now I am re-watching an anime, Dr. Daniel, and I can't say the title because I'm embarrassed by it. So yeah. It's that kind of anime. You can just fill in the gaps from there. I can tell you what I was watching last before this. Naruto Shippuden is solid though. Like a full progression guide, Uranium. I want to do that one day. I want to do a static content guide, but I want to get this variant 3 guide done first. And then after I've done variant 3, I want to sit down and I want to do an Act 4 guide, an Act 5 guide, and a Cavalier guide. So I'm going to do like, it'll be like Act 4 completion, and then I'll do Uncollected, and then my intention is to do Act 4 completion, or like get Uncollected guide. And then after that, I want to do like an Act 5 exploration or maybe a Cavalier. I'm still kind of working out the thought process here. So we'll see. Yeah, Attack on Titan definitely has the complexity feature down. I just something about the style and the voice actors really just put me off, so I wasn't able to just get into it. I definitely respect it as an anime. I don't know, man. It just sometimes animes rub you the wrong way, and that's how Attack on Titan was for me.
Yeah, I don't think you like it.
Yeah, I watched like 6 episodes. I wasn't a fan.
Like I've read spoilers and such, and I was just like,
The center, I watch both. I prefer dub. I'm sorry, I prefer sub, but when I'm like grinding arena, I prefer dub. The fact is just that like, well, the way I do it is if I'm just watching anime, I usually will watch sub, and then if I'm grinding and multitasking, I'll like rewatch one of my favorites, and listen to that dubbed. So kind of a cheat answer, but I'm with you. Some of the animes are better dubbed, and some of them just are super super cringy dubbed. Cory in the House is the best anime. Cory in the House is a great show. I'll concede that, but the best anime, I don't think it quite makes that list. All right, I'm gonna take this off though because it's kind of obnoxious over here. Dr. Daniel, if you're a fan of anime, I think that you can go either way. But just you saying that makes me laugh. If you get the chance, there's this YouTube series called Anime Crimes Division, and it's really funny. So if you ever get the chance and you really like anime, I would highly, highly suggest you go give that a watch on YouTube, and it's a nice solid laugh. It's a relatively short series. I think it's like a total of 9 episodes or like something like that. It's really not long. So let me know what you think. But you'll get a good proper laugh out of that. Dr. Daniel, I watched One Piece when I was a kid, and then I grew out of it. I think around episode 60 or something, it stops being relevant. But hey, controversial opinion. I really shouldn't talk bad about One Piece because those fans, they'll eat some fruit and come kick my ass. Uranium. I don't know if it was like Japanese origin, but there are animes that have that as a subtext. They don't like directly say those things, but they're definitely the inspiration for the animes. Yes, Anime Crimes Division does have Pro ZD. You are correct. What'd you say, love?
what is
For what?
the inspiration of Japanese anime?
World War II, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. The nuclear bombs. There are a few animes that use it as a subtext. Man, George Perez, it's really hard to do that kind of a recommendation just because anime is so broad. If you could just give me like any kind of genre to help, I could definitely recommend an anime for you. But just someone generally who's never watched anime, I'd probably say C, colon, the money of all things. Let me see if I can find it. Wow, C money anime. So it's called C, the Money of Soul and Possibility. This one's not like the world's greatest anime, but if we're talking about relatively safe animes to recommend, this is one of them. It's got everything you need. You've got like the pseudo romantic relationship, kind of like larger than life plot line, futuristic elements, realistic elements, your standard protagonist main character who's not a complete idiot but is also kind of an idiot, but kind of a like positive well-doer, and some solid fight scenes with like a money motivation and money power influence, which is really cool. So if you're like someone who's never watched and I had to like pick a generic anime, that's what I would say is my first recommendation. And it's not like too weird, but also introduces you to like some weirder aspects of anime. Because if you like dive right in and go straight into something super weird, like that's it. That's your only impression of anime, and you'll never watch it again. So try to stay away from those. Yeah, the center. I feel you. I don't blame anyone for what they like. I just have a different interest is all. John Garcia, don't recommend JoJo's to someone for the first one. Psychopaths is a good one, but I wouldn't recommend that to everybody, you know? Not everybody's ready for a hardcore sign-in. Yeah. Center, that's a good example. Uranium, because Kabam is stingy with their units. I can't think of any other reason. I think Inuyasha was my first anime, Dr. Daniel. But I feel like for a lot of people, Naruto was their first. Just because it aired on Cartoon Network. You know, when a lot of people were kids/teens, so a lot of people would have been exposed to it. Nice, the center. Get it. Get that Act 4 completion. I can't wait to hear you talking about how you got uncollected. And mostly just to ask you who your MVP was and how many units it cost you. Because Kabam is exactly what you needed. My Hero Academia, not everybody is like super interested in the like whole school scene. And I know Hero Academia isn't fully a school anime, but it has the school scene. So it's not something I recommend as a first watch personally. Because again, like the school scene is a really common element to anime, but not something you have to have. And kind of forcing that exposure, it might lock someone into thinking like, oh, animes always have school as the scene or the centerpiece for their environment. And that's not necessarily true, although it is a very common theme. Death Note is complicated but fun. My issue with Death Note is it's a little dated and a little predictable. But Death Note was solid. Took me 4 tries to get through Death Note, so that's why I don't recommend it, but it was pretty good once I finished it. Dr. Daniel, these are not going to be my final masteries. I actually want 4 points in Mystic Dispersion. Yeah, I mean, Captain Marvel is probably going to push you all the way up to 5.2 if you do it right. Hold on, let me maybe try to turn this fight around. Yeah, I agree. The length of Act 4 is by far the worst part. George Perez, Sailor Moon was anime. I still haven't seen it. I still want to see it. I just kind of hoping they remaster it or remake it so I can watch it. Yeah, I mean again.
Oh.
Yeah, see, Dr. Daniel, you're farther in Shippuden than I've gotten. That episode is like a few episodes away from where I stopped. Like a few after. So I know about that happening, but at that point I was actually like keeping up with anime, I believe. when Shippuden was coming out. And so I like stopped. I'm not a fan of like watching anime on a weekly basis. I need to binge it. So once I dropped Naruto, I never picked it back up. Luis, I'm gonna say no. Don't bother awakening him. Oh wait, is this a 4-star Namor or a 5-star Namor? But if it's a 4-star Namor, just bring him up to 79 and then hold the other 6 stones until you can bring him up to 99. If it's a 5-star Namor, I would say no. But if you have him at rank 4, man, like, the investment level changes just because like you shouldn't have brought him up to rank 4 already. Oof, that hurts. Yeah, no, man. And the only reason you would awaken him and bring him up to Sig 90 is if you have the intention to Sig 200 him eventually. If you're going to Sig 200 him eventually, you could maybe do it, but I would still stall as long as possible until your 6 stones are going to like expire, just so that you can push off the chance of you potentially duping him and saving the awakening gem as a result. But if you do decide to pull the trigger early for any kind of reason, I would highly recommend only sigging him to 80, just so that you stay on that solid 20. No, the center, there's plenty of other quests that are long and painful. I think 5.3 is when it becomes long and painful after that. But at least you have until then. Ooh, Uranium. Nick Fury as a solo isn't going to be the huge like difference maker in pushing to Cavalier, because what you really need is a response to the Act 6.1.5 Crossbones, and Nick Fury, not a good option there, to be honest. George Perez, I have done a completion of Labyrinth of Legends. I did it as a live stream a couple weeks ago, actually, with Ghost. It cost me about 20 revives and like 4 boosts, I believe. 4 different boosts. Yeah, the center, I'm not too worried about the Namor rebalance personally, but that is definitely something worth noting. Dr. Daniel, I don't watch on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is definitely like my least favorite watching service. I watch it on a site. Gotta keep it vague because, you know, technically not supposed to watch it on the site I'm watching it on. No, I can't disagree. Act 5.3 was definitely a lot less bad. Sorry, John Garcia. The good news is that he still does big damage at the moment, and we just gotta wait for that balance change. And hey, if the balance change is big enough, you could really, really push for a rank down ticket, you know? Thanks, George. Part of it is grinding. I'm not gonna lie, like I do grind a ton. Part of it is whaling. You know, I've spent a fair amount of money on the game. Nothing to like. I don't buy units for revives or anything, but I have bought quite a few upgrade deals. You know, I spend the $5 on the units every month. Yeah, that's I don't know how big Australia is on anime. We're not too huge on it in the States here either. But there are big communities in the States. So John Garcia, be careful. They're already shadow nerfing both of those champions. Blade because more and more champions are being released that he is not a counter for, strangely enough, that he should be. And Corvus is being shadow nerfed with the anti-crit, all these new champions where it's like Nova and Mr. Sinister, Ebony Maw, more and more champions where it's just like if you bring Corvus Glaive, you're gonna have a bad time. And so that's how they're nerfing him. Ghost and Corvus, that's their approach, is just release more anti-crit champions. Because then the community won't complain about like a direct nerf. And they still manage to get the nerf anyways. What about Alabama Uranium? I did not know Alabama had a big community of anime fans. That's pretty cool. And yeah, sorry, John. I'm still waiting on the news on that because I personally am hoping Kabam like ups his block proficiency and gives him a little more beef in return for a lower damage threshold. But it might just be a flat nerf. But if it turns out to be like an actual proper rebalance, Call Obsidian could potentially get better, actually. Because I think most people can agree, if you could trade any kind of tankiness for damage threshold, people would do it. Because his damage numbers are off the charts, and it's okay to rein those in a little bit for more survivability. Dr. Daniel, yes, I would love to. Just not until after this Alliance Quest week is over. So maybe Thursday or Friday or something, because currently Clairvoyant is locked in Alliance Quest. She is kind of my main taxi there, so I can't use her for any kind of other content. Maybe tomorrow, if you catch me at the right time, maybe I could just bench her for a day. Yeah, that is pretty good, all things considered. So... the problem is all of Act 4 is a slog. So really nothing you can do about that, center, but put your head down and grind, right? Ooh, that was a good crack. Did you guys hear that? I like slapped my arm down and just audible. Oh, that felt so good. Forever no. At least wait until like maybe the Alliance War is over, the Alliance season is over. Although technically you could leave and they could still find a replacement, but I don't personally advocate leaving mid Alliance Quest or Alliance War. With that said, yeah, man, if you are sick of Alliance Quest and Alliance War, there is no shame in stepping down to a retirement alliance. You know, don't play the game if you're not having fun is my number one thing. But don't feel the need to go full alliance lists. There are alliances out there that like only run like 2 alliance quests. Like look for what you want is called a retirement alliance, where like they either barely run Alliance Quest or barely run Alliance War, or don't run it at all, and you're just doing it for like the free events and stuff. So Yeah, ASMR, John Garcia. That's exactly right. Although the cracking feels good and sounds good when it's my ears, and my own bones, but when it's someone else's, it actually like makes me like twitch. Uh, Small things, right? My wife chose that moment to crack her knuckles. Um, yeah, forever no, and you got a Nova coming your way too. So if you're already annoyed by Corrigan Thing, you got more fun coming your way. All right, hold on a moment. I need to go grab some water. My mouth is dry as shit. Is it empty? Huh? How's it right now?
Painful. How long have you been doing that?
Power?
An hour? An hour and you went from 0 lightning crystals or shards to 402.
Hey, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How many do you need to do stuff? How many do you need?
I need a lot.
Oh.
But that's it. That's good for now.
Yeah, it's good progress, I'd say. All right, sorry about that, team. I'm back. Gotta rest your eyes every once in a while. Oof. Forever no. After you've completed Act 5, you evaluate your roster and decide whether or not you can push Cavalier. And if you can't push Cavalier, because that's 5 stars and 6 stars only, you go and you would tackle variants. Just get like completions, variant 2, 3, or 4 first, and then, cycle through those 3. Grab your completions, and then re-evaluate Cavalier. And if you're still off on that, look at exploring one of the 3 aforementioned variants. Don't touch variant 1. It's a nightmare. I wouldn't even waste your time. Dr. Daniel. I'm thinking about it, man. Like I said, I'm in this like stuck limbo of like, do I push Act 6 or do I push Labyrinth of Legends? I'm leaning towards Act 6, so Labyrinth of Legends will probably come after. I don't know when. John Garcia, I probably won't make a free-to-play account just because, like, the time I spend grinding here, like, for an example, this is about 8 months worth of grinding, and I have 71,000 PvP fights won. I just spend my time in the arena instead. I'm trying very hard to switch to a free-to-play playstyle, like, where I stop spending money. It's just so hard because, I'm an addict, and I like spending money. And Kabam just makes it so easy to spend money. But I am trying. That's a thing. But I do very much so, like, one day when I finally have vacation days and my work isn't working me 50 hours a week plus, I want to sit down and I want to do a free-to-play account of, like, how far can I push in... I want to do a 24-hour live stream, honestly. Like, how far can you get in 24 hours? But it might end up being like a 3-day push or something. I'm not sure. I might chicken out and do like a 12-hour live stream. Not as good, but still easier. Forever no, the completions of variants are actually really, really obtainable compared to Act 5. So if you've done a full Act 5 completion, check out guides for the variants, because that first path, every single variant except for variant 1 has a very reasonable first path that you can push your way through, with like the exception of like a path here or there, which is just full-on frustration. But, you know, those ones you can just buckle up and push your way through. So, and especially between variant 4, variant 3, and variant 2, you should be able to find one that you can relatively easily complete. And the major thing is you don't have to complete all of the variant. You don't have to do a path in every single quest. You just got to get a chapter done, because just completing a chapter gets you a 2 to 3 5-star gem, man. And that alone is a solid reward. How's it going, LJ? Yeah, LJ, what you hear about bad things for the game are the load times, mostly. If you're using a higher end model Android device, you don't have to worry too much about like lag or bugs and stuff, like Android specific bugs. What you got to worry about though is the load times, because that is just kind of universal. The game is optimized for Apple, which means that the load times are just slow. But as an Android user, that's just kind of something I'm used to, so you know, you deal with it. Forever no. I would rank up that Sentinel and rank up that Warlock and go tackle variant 3. Those two champions alone, I believe, can get you the entire completion. Like, you can literally just run Warlock and Sentinel. That's it. I don't think you need anyone else for an initial completion. But to be fair, I'm only halfway through my exploration guide. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Ooh, 2 5-stars out of the 6 cap crystals. I opened 2 6-star crystals. They are Gulk and Stealth Spidey. Kevin Colin, man, that's not just bragging, man. That is some salt. I love my salt though. So thanks for sharing. Congratulations, 6-star. I'm honestly not super jealous of your 6-star Stealth Spidey, but that 6-star Gulk is a game changer, man. Solid pull. Solid pull. Who were the 5-stars though? You just kind of left me hanging there. Felt the need to tell me the 6-stars. Were the 5-stars garbage? Is that why you're not sharing? Oh, I'm so tired. Forever no. You don't need to wait for Ghost, just because, like I said, Warlock and Sentinel can pretty much do the rest of the content for you. Check out some completion guides. You might be surprised. Ghost definitely makes some of the fights a lot easier, but when we're just talking about an initial completion, you don't need her at all. Standard one on Black Friday. Should I wait for Ghost? John Garcia. My favorite variant was variant 3, but that's because I have a Ghost, so I'm like super biased there. After that, I think my favorite variant was variant 4. Variant 3 and variant 4 by far the best ones so far. You need variant 4 is kind of tricky because it's different stars. So you need a couple solid 5-stars, and then after that it's 4 stars and below. Each quest dropping lower. So you don't really need anyone. You just kind of got to approach each quest isolated, and then pick accordingly. I haven't done the completion guide for that one yet. So I can't help you out super much, to be honest. I'm sorry. Yeah, Uranium. Variant 2 was some bullshit. That's what I learned. Definitely, anyone who does Variant 2, I'd highly recommend just think cheesing it. I'm glad I didn't, but I just don't like hardcore champion restrictions. And then I felt like Kabam intentionally threw in fights there that, there weren't a lot of answers to. So, not the biggest fan. Hey, Kevin Colin. It's good to dupe the Darkhawk, though. Those SIGs are worth it. That's me being optimistic, but every time I dupe a Darkhawk, I kind of just groan because I'd literally rather pull anyone else. Yeah, you need a non-contact for Electro, a heavy corner lock champion for the Deadpool X-Force. You need Wolverine or Black Panther as a... Well, don't need, but you want them as a 1-star. After that, I forget. No. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, Uranium, I am happy I did do that extra meme. It was 40 units to do that meme, but it was worth it. Best champion in the game. Best champion in the game, probably going to be Quake. Quake and then Ghost. But Ghost is, she's very slowly getting phased out of that best champion in the game slot. Worst champion in the game, probably got to be Howard the Duck. Not because he's the worst champion, like ability and skill-wise, but because his animations are cancerous, man. And I stand by that. His sound effects are cancerous. They make me mute my phone every single time I use him. So, that's how I feel about Howard the Duck. Hey, yeah, you can revive your way through that Electro. That is an option. Bush Rhino. LJ, you could probably just YouTube it. I'm sure someone has already tried. If it doesn't exist as a thing, probably doesn't. I'm sure someone has play tested that though. Or you could ask the forum or the community. Oh man, I'm a huge fan of Ghost, and I still think Quake is better than Ghost. If someone wants to seriously play Ghost but plays casually, what advice would I give them? I would say if you want to seriously play Ghost but play casually, I would say don't ever try to intercept more than 2 hits. Just always let them only hit you once and then intercept. Second is just bring the Wasp synergy to start until you're good at it, and then clear entire quests only using Ghost. And like bring a 5-star Ghost, bring a 4-star Ghost, bring a 3-star Ghost, and just only clear with Ghost and Wasp synergy. Because once you can do that, you get just so much experience using her. And then once you're comfortable with the Ghost like playstyle, immediately learn how to use her without Wasp synergy so that you can remove that from your team and then still get good value out of her. And then finally is learn how to play the phase. And when I say play the phase, a lot of people, their phase timer is ending and they get scared and they decide to just play safe and parry. You're losing so much. Play the most out of the phase timer. There's so many times you can have just like a sliver of the phase, get that miss, get an intercept, and have a good time. And it really just completely changes Ghost when you can play the full phase. So that would say is probably my biggest tip for like the difference between like a mediocre Ghost and like a pro Ghost. Hey man, let's keep the Rhino shit talk to a minimum. I have a 6-star. My feelings are getting hurt. Not really, he's garbage, but you know. Still had to throw it out there. Yeah, once you screw up with Ghost, it's a bad time. Nice, LJ. I'm just saying, every single milestone in the 3-star and the 2-star arena is 270 units. I'm just putting the information out there, you know? I'm not saying you need to grind 3-star and 2-star arena, but, you know, putting it out there. Oh, shit. I wasn't paying attention. Moment of silence for the 6-star Rhino. Ah, Black Fang, take out the Ant-Man. You don't need it. Especially if you're playing casually, man. Just slot in another champion. Thanks, Jay. I might go hard this round to get unlocked. Nice, LJ. Good luck. Kevin Colin, I feel like more and more lately. The more and more tired I get, the less and less filter I have in my mouth. I used to not swear so much. Does it bother you, man? If it does, say the word. But you need to say the phrase, watch your mouth. And you need to say it the same way Chris Evans does, and then I will refrain from swearing as frequently. Dr. Daniel, Ghost is actually still good without suicides, but I wouldn't play her without suicides. To be fair, if you're using her to counter nodes or specific fights, you still get that full value out of her, right? Let's see. Dang, Black just dropping the casual 6-star Ghost on us. Yeah. Yeah, this casual 6-star Ghost. Although I prefer the max duped 5-star Ghost over a 6-star Ghost any day. Unless the 6-star Ghost is awakened. I did not, Dr. Daniel. It says you did. How's it going, Travis? Hi again. And yeah, uranium, you're right. Still good damage. Last two chapters of the uncollected event quest this month. I haven't done them yet, LJ. All I've done is that initial completion. I haven't done. I think I've done a second path of the Squirrel Girl fight, but I used Ghost, so I'm not the greatest for advice. If you have specific matchups you're looking for help on, I could help you in that regard. But there's just so many people who put out like guides for the uncollected monthly event that I don't even bother because I don't have anything valuable to add personally. And I try not to like duplicate content if I can, especially if I like already watched a video and I don't have anything valuable to add. I try to stay away because I'm not a huge fan of plagiarism. Hey, Backfang. I'd say there's a skill in recognizing your own player ability and taking the path in the champions that's going to allow you to clear. Ah, rip Dr. Daniel. Yeah, I read the message. The message was that 4.3.6 Venom fight was a pain in my ass. I'm going to take a break from Act 4 and watch the stream. For those of you people who can't see the deleted message. I don't hide messages just for a swear, only if there's a slur. So let's be clear, this channel is not for kids. If you're a kid watching this and you're like, hey, that wasn't PG, this channel is not geared towards kids. Fair disclaimer. Actually, not even a fair disclaimer because I didn't put it in like the description or anything. But yeah, I don't gear this channel towards kids. I treat everybody who plays MCOC like an adult because I feel like this game is a gambling game. Even if you never spend any money, you're definitely gambling because loot boxes are inherently gambling. And if you're old enough to gamble, you're old enough to hear some swears. Respectful swears, but hear them nonetheless. But I do try to keep it relatively safe for work. Just because, hey, maybe you're at work. Hold on. All right. Woo! The 5-star roster is huge. Love it. The center, as long as you're not spending money, I'd say it is. But just remember that, you know, this game has a gambling element to it, and be careful with that, you know. When you're opening those crystals, that's gambling. Try not to get addicted. I was only 15 when I started opening loot boxes and stuff, and it's a really bad money hole. So now is the time to like mentally tell yourself it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that you don't end up like me, or even worse, end up like Seaton, where you're just spending ridiculous amounts of money on a mobile video game. So as long as you go in with that mentality, I don't see anything wrong with playing the game and enjoying it. Just, you know, keep up that attitude. Ooh, why not rank up Sunspot Uranium? It's on my list. It's just that, one, I don't really have the resources in the form of Tier 4 Basic, not in the form of Tier 4 Class Catalyst. I have those. And he's on my list, but I just had so many, like, God tier champions that I brought up first. Like, first it was Clairvoyant, then it was Quake, and then Colossus. I had like a rank 3 to 4 gem for him. So on my list, Uranium. I don't have a reason for no, just kind of like, you know, I go down the priority list. Yeah, I think a quote like that, Black Fan, would go, wise man with skill has no skill if no recognize. But wise man without skill has much skill for knowing true self. Something like that, probably. Yeah, Uranium, he does. I just said like Seaton. Seaton is a YouTuber, and so he's obviously doing it. It's boosting his own channel. But if you're someone who's not making money off of it and you're buying those crystals, you know, you're not having a good time. So, you know, like Seaton, but not exactly like Seaton, you know. I guess probably closer to like me when I opened up $130 worth of capped crystals. You know, I didn't make any money off of that video, and I still did it anyways because, you know, I have a problem. The first part of the problem is being willing to admit it. Dr. Daniel, what is Brian Grant's million rating? Because I think he just hit 2 million or something recently, so it's feasible that's not necessarily whale level. Oof, the center, the unit cards are $8 in Australia. You guys are getting ripped off. It's $5 here in the US. Other than that, though, that's not bad. That's the only consistent part of my wallet that Kabam gets from me. So I definitely think you're having a good time there. Yeah, Uranium, like I said, seems maybe not the best example there. But personally, it's not about whether or not it's a waste of money. It's about whether or not you're being responsible with your money, you know? I'm not skipping meals or losing out on rent or missing a car payment or something because I'm putting money on this game. We still save money every month regardless, so I don't feel too bad, to be honest. Ooh, okay. Yeah, then Dr. Daniel, I'm going to agree. 2.3 million is whale level for sure. LJ, I don't know about top 4. Because kind of the list for 4 stars is very long. That's why I haven't made the video for it yet. And I want to sit down and like actively justify. I'll name a few, but I do have the intention of making a video one day when I've like properly sat down and written down all my justifications. Because I don't want to like recommend anyone to rank 5 a 4-star unless I've like properly justified it. So like a few I would say are Ghost, Quake, Hulk Ragnarok, star there because it's specifically for variant 2. You've got Void, Captain America Infinity War, Namor. Those are a few. Scarlet Witch has a situation. Corvus Glaive has a value. Warlock. There's quite a few 4 stars actually, who are definitely worth rank 5ing as a 4-star, but you know, understand that there's like a big bold asterisk around most of those champions. John Garcia, sleep well, man, and good luck on those exams. I hope you crush it. Odin's are $160 there. The center, man, they're $100 here, so that's some rough luck. Let's see. Advice on Symbiote Supreme. I'm not good at using him. Everyone always says if the bonus has lots of buff. Danny Cody. I actually have. Here you go. Here you go. I get to self-plug my own video. Here you go, Danny Cody. I have, this video is for how to use Symbiote Supreme. Specific fights he is good against, man. It really is. Literally any champion that has buffs and can be bled. It's way too long of a list. I think like the most common use cases are probably like Annihilus, the champion. Who else, man? Maybe Venom, uh, Silver Surfer, Nova, a lot of Cosmic Champions, of course. But yeah, pretty much like when they say buffed and can be bled, they legitimately mean it. Not right now, Dr. Daniel. I'm trying to go to sleep early tonight. I kind of had a rough day at work, so I want to go in tomorrow well rested. So I am trying to get through the arena grind and my resources as fast as possible. Hey man, I wouldn't be afraid to link other people's Symbiote Supreme videos. There's plenty of other how-to guides out there, but I rank 2 to 6 star. I feel like I'm in a position to justify having a how-to guide on him. Medusa, he's a good counter for. Like I said, a lot of cosmics. Um, um, the center, Symbiote Supreme is one of those champions who gets strictly better the farther in content you get. The earlier you use him, the more disappointing he is. Kind of like the more underwhelming. It's not until you get to like high or end game content, higher tiered content, that you really feel the value out of Symbiote Supreme. So that's my thoughts on him. I would say like a 3-star Symbiote Supreme, not super useful, except for maybe variant 4. 4-star Symbiote Supreme, not the world's best champion. I wouldn't personally recommend someone rank 5ing a 4-star Symbiote Supreme. There's definitely value there, but it's really only the 5-star I would say is worth using. Hey Uranium, good. I'm glad that you liked it. I have the 3.1.31 probably going up tomorrow morning, and then I need to record the other 3 still. So I don't know when I'll get around to doing that. It takes about an hour to 2 hours to record that video. I knocked those 2 out over the weekend, and I'll try to get the other 3 done in a reasonable time frame, but probably going to take me 2 weeks, I think. We'll see. I'll try to get it done in a week. What 6-star? Oh yeah, the 5 and the 6-star both are worth. I just mean the 5-star is the lowest I would go. Uranium, this is a true statement, but I wouldn't recommend anyone to take the Captain Marvel movie down with a Mystic by hitting into her block. I guess I could mention it, that is an option, but definitely not one I would recommend. I don't know, did you do it that way? Is it much easier than it sounds? Because I was like, that's just a lot of hits. Plus, honestly, if you're bringing a Mystic, you can probably just afford to like actually hit into her and then bring someone who power drains. Alright, the center. I'll be reasonable with my judgment of your channel then until the newer videos. Hey man, any kind of content is content. Fun fact, there is 365, although it's missing a few because of some poor upload and it's like corrupted videos, but there is about 365 videos, like way down on this channel, of me doing like a positive thing every day. I did this thing where every single day I uploaded a video talking about at least one good thing for the day, a positive feeling or positive impression, just kind of like, you know, to raise optimism levels for myself, and kind of like boost my own sense of happiness, etc. So that's not really content because like even I'm like, damn, why would anyone watch this? But it was a really good way to keep myself accountable, and it was fun to make. You know, at one point it became a chore, but it also became a habit. So take that for what you will. And that's fair, Uranium. I guess I could mention it. I think if I had to mention it, it would be specifically with the whole, if you're using hood synergy. You dance all day. Apparently can't. Center, that's fair. Some self-censor there is totally reasonable. Swears is a good way to get your channel flagged by YouTube, but all of my channels are rated not for kids, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, Uranium. I'm honestly not looking forward to that, but at the same time I'm really excited. So it'll come. I do plan on going variant 3, then variant 4, then variant 2 for sure. Have a good one, Dr. Daniel. Uranium, it is the order in which I explored them, and is the reason why I'd like to do them in that order. Variant 3, Variant 4, Variant 2. Ooh, the center. About how much longer do you think you'll be up for? Because it might just be. I'll be ending fairly soon. Are there any OS MCOC YouTubers? I don't know of any. I'm sure there's one, right? Gotta be at least one. Unable to connect to chat. What does that mean? Did my chat lose connection? That would be awkward. Let me see. I think my live chat disconnected. Most unfortunate. That's okay. I was planning on closing out soon anyway. Just kind of want to see if I can get a cheeky Red Skull kill here. Live stream. Show off Claire a little bit. But this, he might already be down. Damn, someone's already in that fight. Every time. Who's in there? I might get a chance to snake this. This is called snaking, where you literally just sit here and tap the button over and over again and hope that they die. Trank's pretty good player though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he one-shots the Red Skull, but I'm still gonna sit here and hope I can get it. Yes! Oh no, I accidentally clicked on the player profile icon. It's right there. Yes. All right, I will take that. Let me jump into this fight here. Let's see, what do we got to deal with? Special 2 bias, blocked attacks, champion boost, free low. Ooh, that's not good. That was really embarrassing. And now I'm going to get snaked. 100%. Yep. Damn. Not even a point in hanging around. Alright, time to go open my crystal for the day. I think I should have some good battle chips probably. I should have gotten that one shot. That was embarrassing. Solidly poor play there. Collect our rewards. Close out. If you're commenting on the live chat, I'm full disconnected, unfortunately. So I'm not seeing anything. It's really annoying. don't want to collect that one yet because that's going to go straight into the overflow. I'll go pop open these arena crystals and call it a night. Oof. We're like 500 away. What a tease. Bam. Hey! Always like to see that. And the greed in me wants to open a Cavalier Crystal. But the smart player in me knows that's a bad idea because these Cavalier Crystals are garbage. So we'll hold off. Solid. Alright, well that said, it's been a treat. Sucks that the live chat closed out kind of here at the end, but that's okay. I'm closing out anyways, and I hope to see you all later. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.